Good afternoon, and welcome to Horsenden Hill in northwest London, and welcome to another 30 Days Wild broadcast. 30 Days Wild is this little project organised by the wildlife trusts here in the United Kingdom, where people are encouraged every day to do something to see, engage with, notice the world around them, nature and what's there. So I'm trying to do a bit of a thing where every day in June for the 30 days we do some sort of content, mostly here on the YouTube channel, but some of it over on Twitter and other places. It's fairly brief things of what I've seen, sometimes planned, sometimes just spontaneously. If I see something, I can hop on and have a look at it. So I was wandering through here today, having a general walk around to see what's about. Saw a few caterpillars of a butterfly called the Peacock, a common butterfly, and the caterpillars feed on nettle, so I thought we'd have a look at them. So with no further ado, I will turn the camera around and we will go and have a look at a group of peacock butterfly caterpillars. So here you can see black caterpillars with lots of white spots and black spines, yellowish feet, and munching away here on this nettle. A little group of 3 there enjoying this nettle leaf, as you can see. And there are several others scattered through this patch of nettle, which we can find. So there's 3 here. This takes us up to 4, 5. And looking on the nettle sort of right here, I can see 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16 at the back there. See another one here again, just munching away on the nettles. Nettle, of course, is a very common, very common plant, and that's why it's a common butterfly, because it can feed on stuff that's widely available. And they're a relatively easy butterfly to rear on if you want to collect a few and grow them through and see them turn into a pupa and then see them turn into butterflies. I'm not going to do that today. It's just starting to rain as well. And then I just spotted something else. Let's see if I can find it again. So another interesting thing I noticed whilst I was here, well, I just noticed whilst I was just is on this piece of grass here, you can see this structure at the end. It looks like a few bits of twig stuck together. And this is a case produced by one of the Psychidae, or the bagworm moths. Their caterpillars stitch these cases together to live in, and then they live in the case, eating away at the plant they're on. And in this species, the females tend to be wingless. The males can fly, the females tend to be wingless. They just emerge, they pupate inside these and they emerge from them. And they just stay near them, find them, a male finds them and they mate. The males can fly, so they'll pupate in something like this after they've fed in it. And then they'll come out and they'll fly and they'll find the females. So I just spotted that whilst we were looking at these peacock caterpillars, but we'll go back to the caterpillars now. That's the first little group of 3 that we were looking at, munching away quite happily there. They're really rather attractive as a common species goes, and I think the caterpillars with this sort of dark black, almost something like a purplish sheen to it, I think, colour. spikes and these really fine white dots are rather attractive. It's just spitting onto rain here, which wasn't particularly predicted for today. But not so bad that it's a problem being out. Don't feel like I even need to put a waterproof on just at the moment. And then just as more sign that they've been feeding, you can see these little black dots down there on the leaf, and they are caterpillar poo, or frass as we call it. Probably from these peacocks, because there you go, there's a couple just above that have been raining down their poo. So, there we go. That's probably all we do today. I was just, since I saw these and since they were fairly close and easy to get a camera up to, it seemed like a good place as any to do today's broadcast for 30 Days Wild. The site we're on is Horsenden Hill. It's an area that's managed for nature by London Borough of Ealing, local council. There's a lot of public access to it, and you can probably hear, the end of the site just behind me is football pitches, sports grounds. And I don't know if you noticed that caterpillar in the middle there seemed to be throwing something off the leaf. What it seemed to be doing, I didn't quite observe it enough, is it seemed to be picking up bits of the frass, the caterpillar poo that was on the leaf they were on, and throwing it away so it doesn't contaminate the food they're eating. Seems like a good behaviour. I think that's what I saw happening anyway. So there we go, some peacock caterpillars doing what they do best, munching away on some nettle leaves. There's a little critter underneath that might be a parasite of some kind, possibly even a parasite of these, looking for something to lay its eggs in. Well, I'm not sure. I just keep an eye on that and see if it finds them. So hopefully you can see the little winged thing that was crawling on the leaf below. That looked to me like a parasitic wasp of some kind. And they do, if it is one of those, lay their eggs often inside the bodies of caterpillars. Oh, there's one pooing. The middle one's just produced a bit of poo and dropped it on the body of the one at the back. It's not a very polite thing to do, is it? So there we go, we'll end there, having had a look at some of these caterpillars doing their thing, and we'll leave them to get on with their lives.